Hi guys, we're back. We're doing Unsolved Case Files. It's going to be a series because it took us a while to do the last one we did. So we're going to do it like an hour a night until we solve it.
It didn't take us that long. It took us like 3 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be a long video.
Yeah, that's why we're going to break it into like an hour at a time.
Unless we finish it.
Unless we finish it, of course. Yeah, because we don't know what this one's going to be like. We did the Harmony Ashcroft one last time, and for the longest time we couldn't find a different one in stores. You could order them online, but I don't know why we never did, but thought about looking again in Walmart the other day, and what do you know? We got a Jamie Banks case. So,
Sorry, I could have done it right before I know. Sorry, guys.
Excuse Thomas's allergies. All right. What was I saying?
We got the Jamie Banks.
Yeah, we got the Jamie Banks case this time, so it's gonna be fun. Yeah. So let's get into it. Yeah. We have had this for we got it yesterday.
Yesterday or the day? Yesterday.
Or the day before. Yesterday. Oh, you can turn this down.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, we were listening to music, louder.
Uncopyrighted music.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, we were listening to copyrighted music.
But yeah, I've been wanting to open this. It didn't come in a case like this last time.
It came in a folder, didn't it?
Yeah, the folder's inside of a case this time.
Oh, it didn't
come
in.
It's an actual evidence bag.
Should I read the description or the news article?
Yeah, read it while I'm opening.
The murder mystery game that lets you be a cold case detective. On November 11, 1992, East Verona High School was shocked by the death of 18-year-old senior Jamie Banks. Jamie fell from a 6th floor window in the newspaper room where she also worked as an investigative reporter. Investigators identified 5 individuals who might have been in the room with Jamie, but they were unable to identify a prime suspect and eventually ruled it a suicide, closing the case. But Jamie didn't commit suicide. She was murdered. Can you solve the case that has eluded the police for decades and bring the real killer to justice? Let's find out.
So, for those of you who don't know, you get an actual case. It's an actual case. It's so cool. And then you get these bonus envelopes, but you can't open them until this one. You don't open until after you complete Objective 1, after Objective 2, and after Objective 3. So you set these to the side, and then your case has everything. Yeah, everything you need. Oh, this is so much more official, I feel like. Okay, so we gotta get...
we got one of those, remember? This is the photos, right?
Oh, okay. So this is the stuff that you're supposed to get. So you want to go through, make sure that you got everything, because there's, on the website, there's a button you can press that says missing items, and then I think they send you another one.
Oh, hold on. Let me do this real quick. Hold this up for a thumbnail. Let YouTube pick up. Dang, let me move the light. You can keep looking for stuff.
So yeah, I'm gonna check. So 6x9 senior photo. So
we might just find a photo online. I don't know how long you had to hold it up there. Did you see the thumbnail for the last one? It came out good.
Do you want to read these off?
Yeah, and you look through them?
Yeah.
Okay, so 6x9 senior photo of Jamie Banks.
Got it.
Newspaper article, local teen dead in apartment suicide. Or in apparent suicide. Verona Voice, volume 15, edition 11.
Yeah.
Case closure recommendation memo.
Got it.
Coroner's investigation report.
Got it.
Evidence property custody document.
Got it.
Security camera video printout, 16 frames.
Got it.
East Verona High School picture on the bleachers.
Got it.
Someone liked my stream. Oh, they're following.
What is that?
You want me to go see? I think I don't know.
Are we streaming right now?
No, but someone just followed the page.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he was just imitating.
Oh, I was like...
Like a dinosaur.
Okay.
Where was I?
We did the high school picture.
Suspect photo, Dr. Benjamin Gelding. Okay, whose is that?
Hold on.
Sophie's.
These are witness statements.
I'm talking about the photo.
Oh, this Sophie Sunday.
Okay.
Got picture, person in interest, statement form, and interview.
Interrogation.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Then Johnny Roca.
Okay.
We've got interrogation and
witness. No.
No, he doesn't have a witness. Interrogation and person of interest. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we've got Dr. Benjamin Gelding.
Okay.
Interrogation, person of interest, and witness statement.
Okay.
Olivia, Underwood, same stuff.
Got 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Paul.
He should have
Preakness, 2. And then we've got 4 other witness statements.
Okay. Should have
Janice, Dowling, Robert Romero, Craig Zimmerman, and Joey Ferrari.
And you have Dr. Benjamin, Olivia, and Sophie.
Yeah.
All right.
And then we have our evidence photos.
We should have 2.
Huh?
We have crime scene photos. Deceased victim.
Well, I'm gonna open them.
Okay.
Make sure we have all of them.
Oh yeah, if you're missing any case documents, please visit blah blah blah.
Okay. I don't need that.
What's that?
Magnifying glass?
Whoa.
Yeah. Okay. So we have
It should say, okay, you should have that's crime scene photo, deceased victim.
Okay.
10:51 a.m. Crime scene photo, newspaper room entry.
Newspaper room?
Entry. And newspaper room.
Oh, yeah. This Verona Voice.
Okay.
Nope, that's the school. Hold on.
No, that should be the newspaper room. The Verona Voice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what the newspaper is called.
Okay.
The Verona Voice.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So you should have one of the entry and one of the room.
So I guess this.
I think so.
Okay.
And then a computer screen.
Yeah.
And then you should have Janice, Dowling, Robert Romero,
Yeah.
Craig Zimmerman,
Yeah.
Joey Ferrari,
Yeah.
victims' pocket items,
Yeah.
mini notebook,
Yeah.
and then the last 3 are the bonus. What's it called?
Okay. We got everything.
I know that's long and tedious, but just to make sure that you're not missing anything for your case.
Yeah. Sorry. I guess we should have opened this beforehand, but I wanted it to
yeah,
all
true.
be
Yeah,
real.
On the next one, we'll make sure that we have everything before we show y'all.
Okay, so instructions. Unsolved Case Files is a game that lets you solve a fictional crime using the evidence and documentation from the original case files. Objective 1, prove someone was in the room with Jamie. When you can prove someone was in the room with Jamie just before she died, visit this webpage to see if you're right. After you prove Jamie was not alone, you may open bonus envelope A. And by the way, if you get super stumped, you can go to the website and get hints. So, like, I'll show you the website. This one?
Yeah.
So, like, this is the case that we're doing. So you go down here, and there's answer keys.
Hi, detective. Can I help you? We're covering it, but
Missing items. Hold on. There's an actual link that you can go to that takes you directly to it. Jamie -1. So here, and then you'll select a document that proves it and click for verification. And if you enter an incorrect answer,
and then you get the hint.
Then you get the hint. And you can get up to 3 hints. So, anyway, yeah.
But yeah, if you guys want to, y'all can follow along with us through the series and see if y'all can, like, you know.
See if you can do it. Like, maybe we're doing something that you don't know, or maybe you can beat us. Maybe you can get something while doing it.
Yeah. Oops, sorry.
I don't know. You never know. Okay, so we've got to prove that someone was in the room with Jamie. So you want to split things up, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to set her picture over here.
Okay.
What should we start with?
So you can do this.
Sure. I've got a notebook off to the side too, just in case we need it this time.
Close by.
Okay.
Just in case we need to type something.
I'm gonna put these over here.
Okay.
Okay, so what should we start with?
So we have.
Crap.
Okay. So we should look through everyone's statements and stuff.
Okay, so.
Because we're trying to prove that someone was in the room, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see what everyone said.
Okay, so. Who you want?
Let's just start here. You want me to read it or you want to read it?
Oh, you want to read it out loud?
Yeah, for the video. You gotta let the people know.
Sorry.
Okay, so this is a witness statement from Janice Dowling on November 20th, 1992.
Pull her file.
Has her address, and it was 11:43 a.m. Has her phone number, has her date of birth. Has a little statement before, like, saying that they made the statement voluntarily. You know, they weren't coerced and stuff. And then this is what her statement says. Today is the worst day of my 17-year teaching career. I'm overwhelmed with grief, but I thoroughly understand the need to conduct a full investigation. We canceled third period. I didn't mean to say period. I'm not a city girl. We canceled third period today for an all-school pep rally because the football team is playing in the state championship tonight. Okay, that's dope. Third period starts at 10 a.m. We took a few minutes gathering students on the bleachers so Marilyn Roberts could take an all-school picture. I was like, what the heck? We had just finished at around 10 after when Robert Romero came running into the gym screaming for help. I asked Mrs. Hawkeye to watch over the students while Mr. Griffin, Mr. Collier, and Mr. Carrier, Miss Stason, and I'm sorry if I butchered those names, ran out to see what happened. That's when I saw Jamie on the ground. Sophie Sunday and Olivia Underwood were near her body. This is in cursive, by the way. I can read.
Do you want me to read it?
No. I got this. I asked Miss Hawkeye. Oh, I already read that. Yeah, we're near her body. Miss Stason immediately checked for vital signs and attempted to provide medical attention, but it was clear she was gone. I asked Robert Romero what happened. He says he was washing his hands in the first floor bathroom. Okay, so Robert Romero said he was in the first floor bathroom. I'll wait for you to get that. First floor bathroom, washing his hands.
Okay.
When he heard a scream and a loud cracking noise. Oh my God. He ran outside and saw Jamie lying on the ground and immediately ran to the gym to notify us. As I looked up and saw the open window on the 6th floor above us, it became clear what had happened. I was trying to determine which room had the open window, and as I realized it was the newspaper room, the emotions overwhelmed me. That's it. Oh, no. I started getting lightheaded and was about to sit down on the ground when I noticed everyone staring at me. I paused and I took a deep breath, and I told Mr. Griffin to go up to the 6th floor to guard the newspaper room door until the police came. Until the police got there. So should we put Mr. Griffin went up to the room? Wait, hold on. Who's all of our persons of interest? Is that important?
Sophie Sunday, Johnny Roca, Dr. Benjamin Gelding, Olivia Underwood, and Paul Preakness. So Robert Romero
isn't a person
of interest. So maybe just ignore that.
Yeah, I guess so. Mr. Griffin isn't either. Sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to be thorough, okay? I don't want to miss
Dang.
it.
I'm trying to find the cause of death. Massive internal organ rupture and failure. How else the impact of pavement jumped from window several stories off the ground.
Yeah, she had to have fallen out of that window and hit the ground. I told the students to sit down by the building and stay there until I returned for them. I told Mrs. Stason to remain with the body and make sure no one interfered in any way until I returned. I told Mr. Collier to go to the main office to dodge the police, and I asked Mr. Collier to walk with me back to the gym just in case I fainted. When I got to the gym, I announced that everyone in the gym was safe, but there had been an accident and we all needed to remain there until further notice. I placed staff members at all the exits. Mr. Griffin says the door was locked, and when he got there, Mr. Griffin said the door was locked when he got there, so he just guarded the door. It was empty when he opened it for the police, and there was only one way in or out. We have a security camera pointed toward the back lot where she fell. I'll get you a pointout during the time of the incident. I've also asked Marilyn Roberts to develop the class picture she took as soon as possible. I'll review the photo in an hour or so when it is ready, and I'll let you know anyone who was in the school at that time but missing from the photo. I know Jamie was an above average student. She wrote for the paper and was in drama. I saw her performance last night and she was amazing, but regretfully I didn't know her very well. If you want more insight into her, I recommend getting a statement from our guidance counselor, Dr. Gelding. He heads up the newspaper. He heads up the newspaper. You also might want to talk to her drama teacher, Mr. Preakness. Mm-hmm. She was playing Juliet in the school play, so he must have been working closely with her. The students love Mr. Preakness, especially the girls. If there's anything else I can help with, please let me know. That's the end. Yo, okay, so she said to get an insight on her, we might want to talk to Mr. Gelding and Mr. Preakness. Mm-hmm. So do you want to go there next?
Yeah.
Or is there anything else from this lady?
No.
Janice? No? Just a photo in this? Or she don't have a photo?
No, just that. Actually, she does have a photo. It's in here.
Okay, and this is the witness statement, just to show you guys a visual.
Janice Dowling, right?
Yeah.
That's It's her.
Oh, she's the principal?
Yeah.
She looks stressed as... Boy. She looks stressed as I'll be. Like, get y'all a good look at her. She does look distraught, though. I would be, too. One of my students... Dang, was murdered, I guess. I was gonna say committed suicide, but man. So what's that? Oh, the mini notebook.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Okay, so we're going to talk to Mr. Preakness, or?
Yeah, I was trying to read the stuff about like her death and everything.
Oh, the autopsy and stuff.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be bad.
It says that she had wounds on her head, neck, abdomen, spine, upper and lower extremities. Says cause of death, massive internal organ rupture and failure, high velocity impact with pavement, jump from window several stories off the ground. Says victim is an 18-year-old high school student. Based on the evidence present in the case, it appears she jumped, fell, or was pushed out of a 6th floor window at East Verona High School. So I wrote 6th floor. Mm-hmm. The victim appears to have landed flat on her back, nearly parallel to the ground. A few minor abrasions throughout body do not appear suspicious or related to anything rather than the fall. Severity of injuries is perfectly consistent with a fall onto pavement from between 70 to 90 feet up. This matches the height of the window she is presented to have jumped from. Victim's counselor reported a history of bipolar disorder. Although it cannot be ruled out, there is no evidence suggesting foul play based on my examination of the body. Our sincere condolences go out to the Banks family. We are sorry for their loss. It says she was last seen alive at 9:55 a.m. And her death was discovered at 10:10 a.m. So she was last seen alive on the 3rd floor. And then she was found dead in the south lot. She was last seen alive by Olivia Underwood. And she was found by Robert Romero, but he's not a suspect. She is.
Yeah, because she was last seen alive.
Yeah. Okay. So, where do we go to from here?
Either Preakness or the doctor.
Okay.
Gelding.
So she fell from the window in the school's newspaper room. Apparently typed a suicide note on a computer. Okay. So you said, so we're done with that for now. And you said you want to go to Dr. Gelding and Paul Preakness. Okay, so
this is Dr. Gelding right here. Y'all can take a look at him.
his
Look at
eyes are super red.
Okay.
This is Mr. Preakness.
Oh, let me see. Oh. looks like him. He's the drama teacher. He just has that look,
Okay. I was just reading. It basically just tells you like where they live, their address, their height, their sex, their race, their eye color, hair color. And then they give a statement. His says, when Jamie jumped, I was in the auditorium fixing part of the Romeo and Juliet set. The balcony where Romeo calls out to Juliet had tipped over during our opening night performance, and the entire support structure collapsed. It had to be addressed before tomorrow's performance, so as to either miss the pep rally or miss the game, so I opted out of the pep rally.
That was his individual statement?
Yeah.
Dr. Geldings is, in order for me to leave on time for the game, I had to forego the third period pep rally so I could work on some letters of recommendation that needed to be submitted before the end of day. I was in my office working on those from the beginning of third period until I heard sirens outside. That's when I walked to the gym and found out what happened.
Okay, Paul Preakness. This is his interrogation.
Ooh.
Okay, so we're going to start with the detective and then go to Paul. So, thanks for talking to us. Of course, anything I can do to help. Not even sure what to say. I'm still just devastated and really struggling at this point. Well, to start with, can you state your name for the record, please? Paul Alfonso Preakness. Paul, how well did you know Jamie Banks? Very well. I've known Jamie for the past 4 school years, ever since she started acting in our productions as a freshman. That was also my first year of teaching here. I was fresh out of graduate school, so you could say we grew up together in our own ways. I watched her develop from a young girl into a mature, beautiful woman so quickly. I can't believe she's gone forever. There was a pep rally for the entire school at the same time Jamie died, but you weren't there. Why not? I couldn't go because we had to fix an issue with the set before the next show on Saturday. The balcony where Romeo calls up to Juliet broke on opening night. Who else was with you? Well, I was by myself. All the students were at the rally. I didn't hear about what happened until Robert Romero came by. Long silence. Mr. Preakness, you were saying? Yeah, Robert came by and told me she had jumped. It was such a shock. Okay, Mr. Preakness, so you were in the auditorium the whole time, fixing the balcony from the Romeo and Juliet set. What was wrong with it? Well, it held up during the performance, but when we were moving it off stage during an intermission, a couple of our stagehands tipped it over, and the entire support structure needed to be rebuilt. How was Jamie's relationship with her understudy, Olivia Underwood? Jamie got along with everybody. She used to be really close to Olivia, but I think there may have been a bit of jealousy on Olivia's part because she really wanted to play Juliet, but I knew no one could fill this role the way Jamie could. What was it about her that struck you? Well, she was one of the most talented women I've ever met. She had the character of an old soul. You'd easily think she was 10 years older than she really was. I'm starting to have suspicions of this guy, this drama teacher.
Why do you say that?
Because the way he's talking, like he's called her beautiful. Now he's saying that she's mature and you'd think she's 10 years older than she really was.
Maybe they had a thing and she wanted to
And
end
he
it.
like had a long silence. Maybe. How old are you? 29. Interesting. Did you have any interactions with Jamie this morning? Pause. Yes, and I'll probably regret it for the rest of my life. Why? What happened? This is so hard for me. You see, I hadn't read Zimmerman's review in The Voice yet, so I had no idea why she seemed down when I saw her, and stupidly, I didn't even bother to ask what was wrong. I just handed her a $100 bill I owed her for paint she bought and told her I'd see her later. Those pouty eyes she gave me as I walked away will be forever burned into my memory. Did Jamie ever tell you about an affair she was having? What? What are you talking about? Was that in a suicide note? We heard she was seeing someone, but it was a secret. Now that you mention that, I do remember her saying something like that. During auditions, she said something about relating to the character because of her own forbidden relationship. hair. Maybe that's why she was so perfect for the role, you know? A young, attractive girl with a full heart struggling with a forbidden romance. I recall her saying she wanted to scream it from the rooftops but couldn't, or something like that. Teenage girls say a lot of weird stuff. True. You say she was perfect for the role, and I'm not doubting you, but why do you think she got such a bad review in the school newspaper? I was so angry about that when I finally read it. Hemingway once called critics men who watch a battle from a high place, only to come down to shoot the survivors. I agree. I don't know what that Drake was thinking. It's so vulnerable going on stage like that. You pour your heart into a performance and expose your soul. It's clear to me that Zimmerman is to blame for all of this. What he wrote about her performance was abhorrent. Is that the right word? And completely untrue.
Yeah, abhorrent.
I have no doubt that's what led to her suicide. Not the secret affair? Well, I don't know. Maybe it was both things. Did you bring Craig in here? You interrogating him? He was in the gym when she fell. And writing a bad review isn't a crime. Well, it could be. Is there anything else you want to tell us? Were you aware of any other relationships Jamie was involved in? Other relationships? No. I think she dated Johnny Rocco for a brief time a couple of years ago, but I'm pretty sure he's with Coach's daughter now. I'm sorry, but that's all I can help you with. That's all I know. Thank you for your time, Mr. Preakness. If you have any plans to leave town in the next few weeks, I'm going to need you to let me know first, okay? Okay, I'm good to leave now. You're free to go. I think they had something going on.
Me too.
So.
And this dude said he's popular with the girl.
Yeah.
And his statement.
There's not a statement for him.
Oh, there's not?
No.
Sure?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. On to Gelding then?
Yep.
He looks like Tommy Chong. If he never got into what he's into. Okay, we'll start with the statement.
Okay.
Because this is the initial. Okay, it's very difficult to put thoughtful words together right now, but I fully understand the need for an investigation into what could cause such a seemingly normal young woman to take her own life. I've been Jamie's guidance counselor for 4 years here at East Verona High School. I also help run the school newspaper that she writes for. Jamie is an amazing girl who gets good grades, stays out of trouble, and seems to get along with everyone. I took my wife and kids to see her performance last night, and she was incredible. It really begs the question as to why a young girl who appeared to have everything going for her would do something like this. Well, I'm not sure, but everything is not as it seems with Jamie for 2 reasons you should be aware of. First, Jamie had been struggling with her bipolar tendencies for years. Jamie has been meeting with me every few months over the past 2 years for manic depression. She was originally referred to me for this issue after she broke down in tears during a vocabulary quiz. During her dark times, she expressed suicidal ideations to me on a number of occasions, including thoughts about her or about how she would do it. I should have referred her to outside counseling. I just thought we had it under control. I couldn't have been more wrong. Second, Jamie was involved in a secret, forbidden relationship. Ooh. Jamie told me one of the reasons Mr. Preakness gave her the part of Juliet was because she told him she was presently in a forbidden relationship, and it helped her relate to the character. So she told that to the Mr. Preakness? So maybe it wasn't with him then? Dang. This is getting juicy. She told me she had to keep this relationship a secret or a lot of people would get hurt. Jamie was an investigative reporter and very sharp, so I doubt we'll ever know who it was. I talked to Craig Zimmerman this morning. He's the young man who wrote the negative review about her performance. Turns out he asked her to be his girlfriend on Tuesday, and she told him she didn't have feelings for him like that. I guess that never was his way of working through rejection. Huh? Oh, I guess that review was his way of working through rejection. You might consider talking to Johnny Roca. I believe they dated for a short time a few years ago. He's with Coach's daughter now. Didn't you say something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I asked everyone who works on the school paper, and Joey Ferrari was the last person in the newspaper before Jamie. Was the last person in the newspaper room before Jamie. He might have some clues about the room that would be helpful. I'd also encourage you to speak with Mr. Preakness. He gets very close with students, especially the female leads in his plays. Although we've never had any official incidents regarding that issue here at the school. My hope is that we can address the issue completely and swiftly to help bring closure to the 315 East Verona students or to the 315 East Verona students and staff she left behind. It's not going to be easy for our school to get through this, but I'm willing to give it my all. So he said we might want to talk to Johnny Roca.
Mm-hmm.
They dated for a short time. Joey Ferrari was the last person in the room before Jamie. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
Your poor little foot.
Mm.
There you go. Okay, and so his interrogation. I was doing good with that one up until the end. With the cursing. Okay, so it's going to start with Detective and then Benjamin.
Okay.
Please state your full name before we get started. Dr. Benjamin Johann Gelding. Do you know why we brought you in here? Well, I assume it has to do with Jamie. I'm guessing you'd like more insight into her mental state. That's part of it. But you're also one of the only few people in the school who were not in the school photo taken when she died. It looks like suicide, but we're still investigating whether anyone was in the newsroom with her when it happened. You think someone was in the room with her? That's a shock. Well, I'm quite sorry Joey Ferrari was the last one in the room because I spoke with every member of the newspaper and asked them. We've spoken to Joey. He was in the gym when it happened. Then I guess I don't know. Only the seniors had keys to that room. Craig Zimmerman, Joey, Marilyn, Roberts, and Jamie. That's it. So should we write down who all had keys to the room?
Well, I mean, I guess we could, but really, we already have our suspects.
Yeah. I mean, could it be someone who's not a suspect, though?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because all it says is just prove she wasn't
in the room alone?
In the room alone.
Okay, so
maybe it could be anybody?
I don't know. Maybe.
Or should we focus on the suspects?
I mean, I just feel like that's a vital piece of information.
Okay, so who?
The only seniors, which is Craig Zimmerman, Joey, Marilyn Roberts, and Jamie, but she's gone. So, sorry. Well, Zimmerman and Joey were both in the school photo, and Marilyn took it, but we couldn't find you in there, Dr. Gelding. Do you have a key to that room? Me? Yeah, well, of course, but I haven't been in that room all day. Are you sure? Certainly. I left my pad of hall passes in there last night. I didn't pick them up this morning, and the police haven't let me back in the room to get them. Why'd you leave a pad of hall passes in the newspaper room? It wasn't on purpose. We had our weekly meeting after school yesterday. That's when the students pitch their stories for next week, and I write the assignments on the chalkboard. I brought my pad to write passes for anyone who wants to get out of study hall to work on the articles. Like Ferrari? Yeah, I left the passes in the room by accident. Jamie could have let anyone in the room, though, since she had a key. Why do you think she wasn't alone? Detective. I was reading everything. Why do you think she wasn't alone? We're just exploring all the possibilities. Was Jamie dating anyone? She said something to me recently about some kind of secret affair, but she never said who it was with. She was a private person, but would share things like that when we were alone in the newspaper room together. Let's back up. Were you alone in your office all morning? No, I had a session with Craig Zimmerman before the pep rally regarding the awful review he wrote about Jamie. I sensed hidden tension I needed to resolve. Seems he opened up to her about his amorous feelings on Tuesday, and she didn't feel the same. I believe he wrote that review with a broken heart. We talked in my office second period and made a plan for him to resolve this situation. We were done near the end of second period. Near the end of second period? Can you be more specific? Well, yes, actually I can. Since I didn't have any passes, I had to walk him back to class. I probably got him there around 10 minutes before the bell. Around? Yes, I wanted to get back to my office, but the students in his class were really excited to show me what they were working on and begged me to come in and have a look. And I'd seen everything after I'd seen everything, the bell rang. The students went to the pep rally and returned to my office, and I returned to my office. So you chose paperwork over a state championship pep rally? Odd choice. Benjamin. I had letters of recommendation to submit before the weekend and wanted to leave early for the game. I was in my office until I heard the sirens and went to the gym. Dr. Gelding, do you really believe Jamie Banks did this to herself? Sadly, I do. She was hiding a lot. Jamie struggled with bipolar tendencies for years. She'd been meeting me every few months over the past couple of years for counseling. She confided in me that she thought about killing herself. I should have referred her to an outside counselor, but I was just thought I had it under control. She was about to publish an expose in the newspaper. What was it about? She wouldn't tell me. Do you know? We're not sure. We think it was about sports betting. Well, that would explain her secrecy. I probably shouldn't say this, but Joey takes all the bets in the school. He's known as the school bookie. Everyone knows, but we kind of look the other way. Wow, what the heck? They wouldn't even let us play card, like Pokemon, nothing, bruh. Like, we can't play for nothing.
We got in trouble one time for playing blackjack with the teacher.
Wow. But we kind of look the other way. Don't you think it's suspicious for an investigative reporter to turn up dead just before publishing a big expose? I guess, but I also know about her bipolar disorder, so I don't have any doubt it was suicide. When you spend as many years as I have watching teenagers making one impulsive decision after another, you realize something. You realize sometimes nothing they do makes sense. Is this all you guys have? Is there more? Please let me help sort it out. I appreciate your offer to lend a hand, Dr. Godin, but at this point, I think we're done here. If you don't have anything else to add, we can let you go. I understand. Please do reach out to me if I can be of any help. I certainly will do that. Thank you for your time, Dr. Godin. Okay, what now? Did that lead us anywhere? So we got Johnny Roca, Olivia Underwood, and Sophie Sunday as persons of interest.
Why is she crying so hard?
Putting up the front.
So you just have to prove someone was in the room.
She didn't get interrogated? Oh, she did. I was about to say, what?
Yeah.
We have to prove someone was in the room?
Yeah.
So...
Does it have to be a suspect, though?
I don't know.
Should we get a hint?
I mean, let's keep going.
Let's read everything, I guess, first.
Yeah. Why are you getting ahead of yourself?
I don't know. What should we read next?
Let's read... I have no idea. So, we have Johnny or Joey Roca. We have...
Let's get through the suspects first.
Okay, so let's go to Olivia.
Okay. Put his stuff back together. I will.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so... Witness statement. Says, I was the second person to get to Jamie's body. I think I might also be the last person to talk with her before she jumped. She and I have been working closely together on the school's production of Romeo and Juliet because she's Juliet and I'm her understudy. We also had typing class together right before she jumped. Our opening
Typing
night.
class?
Mm-hmm. Our opening night for Romeo and Juliet was last night and it went okay, but Jamie got a really critical review in the school newspaper this morning. I thought it was a bit harsh but honest. I asked Jamie about it and she seemed really bothered. Not angry or sad, she just seemed really deep in thought. I just assumed she was reconsidering whether she wanted to play Juliet. She seems like a better fit for Rosalind to me, but Mr. Preakness makes the casting decisions and you can't change his mind. She was quiet all through second period and I couldn't get anything out of her, so I let it go. I guess she wasn't totally out of it because she and Amber Wheaton were the only ones that got 100 on the caps lock test. Of course, we'd been practicing those for a while and it wasn't hard. I got a 90. After the bell rang, I asked if she wanted to walk with me down to the pep rally. They were doing something for the football guys because of the championship match tonight. She just said she had to go take care of something in the newsroom. I asked what was going on, and she said something like it's not something I can talk about yet. I was kind of surprised and a little hurt, but obviously it makes sense now. For what it's worth, I didn't think she did all that bad, and I'm confident Robert and I will be able to pick up where she left off. It's a tragedy, but the show must go on. At the very least, I'm sure we won't get another review like that from Craig. All right.
That was it?
Yep. And now her interrogation. Starts with detective and then goes to Olivia. Can you please state your full name for the record, Miss? Underwood, Olivia Claire Underwood. Do you know why we brought you in today? Well, I guess you want to know more about what happened to Jamie. That's right. We're trying to find out exactly what happened, so we're questioning everyone who wasn't in the gym when she fell. I see. Is Robert here too? Robert Romero? No, he was seen on the surveillance video right after Jamie, so we're confident he couldn't have been on the 6th floor with her. We're talking to everyone else who isn't in the class picture that was taken when she fell, like you. Can you tell me where you were during the pep rally? It was the weirdest thing. As I was heading to the pep rally, I started feeling really sick, so I dashed off to the bathroom. Next thing I knew, I was hugging the toilet bowl. So you were throwing up at the time of the pep rally? Yeah, it wasn't pretty. What floor bathroom were you in? It was the first floor girls' bathroom, and I never want to use that bathroom again as long as I live. First I puke my guts out, and then I look out the window to see a dead body. How did you wind up there before everyone else? You know, being so sick and all. I wasn't the first. Robert was. I heard her scream, and by the time I made it over to the bathroom window to see what the noise was, he was crouched down to her. He was crouched down next to her. Then he stood up and ran away. By the time I got there, it was just me and the body. What happened then? Well, I was by myself for maybe 10 seconds or so when Sophie Sunday came running up next to me. We were both really scared and not really sure what to do. Then maybe 20 seconds later, Miss Dowling and some other teachers came running up to us and took control. Were you and Jamie close friends? Yeah, we were friends. Not exactly close friends. What makes you say that? Well, we didn't always see eye to eye on everything, especially when it came to theater stuff. So what's going to happen with the play now that Jamie's no longer here? I was Jamie's understudy, and I know all her lines, maybe even better than she did. So I'm ready to take over for her. Of course, it will be very emotional for all of us, but the show must go on. Won't that be really hard for you, stepping into the lead so quick like that? Not for me. You have to seize every opportunity in life because it might be your last. I really wanted that role from the get-go and have been ready to replace her at any time for any reason. This could be my first big break. Lucky break, huh? I wouldn't say it like that. I mean, it's tragic for sure, but you can't blame someone for embracing an opportunity that presents itself. It's not like I pushed her out the window. You think someone pushed her? No, I just mean, like it wasn't my fault this happened. Why do you think Jamie got the role of Juliet instead of you? Good question. I guess you'd have to ask Mr. Preakness. He really doesn't like anyone challenging his casting decisions, though. Seemed to me like he had his mind made up before the auditions. Quite honestly, I think he had a thing for Jamie. Tell me about the boy who found the body, Romero. Is he your boyfriend? Robert? No, he's not my boyfriend, but he does have a little thing for me. After he got cast as Romeo, he pushed pretty hard for me to be Juliet. I think maybe he felt like if we played lovers on the stage, I'd fall for him in real life. It's pretty clear he's into me. He'll do anything I ask. Anything? You know what I mean. He thinks he's Romeo.
Who?
He thinks he's Romeo Montague.
Montague.
And I'm his Juliet. It's cute. What about Jamie? Did she have a boyfriend? Romantic interest? I don't think so. I mean, she was pretty in her own way, of course. But she was one of those girls who was a bit too mature for the high school boys, I think. So how are you feeling now? Oh, sad to be sure. But I'm trying to see the bright side. I'm excited to have the lead in the play finally. I meant your stomach. Oh, yeah. I'm fine now. Thanks for asking. I think the whole situation shocked me back to health somehow. I didn't think about it for a while, and now I feel normal. It must have been something I ate. Quick recovery. That'll be all for now, Miss Underwood.
Who was the person who would do anything for her?
Robert Romero.
Oh. But you say he's not a suspect? I think Colin needs something.
Okay.
So I'll check.
Oh, dang.
Right on the keyboard.
It didn't mess anything up, I don't think. Okay, I'm going to read Sophie Sunday's witness statement. I'll fill him in when he gets back. It says, I was one of the first people to get to Jamie's body this morning. I was in the second floor bathroom when I heard her fall. We had just finished up second period. The pep rally was starting, but I had a major problem. I had just read something in the Voice that made me laugh and spill tab all over my sweater. Just my luck, a huge stain on the day of the big game. So I was in the bathroom when I heard a scream and a loud thump. I went over to the window and saw her body lying there. At first I wasn't sure what I was looking at because I'd been crying about the stain and had mascara in my eye. Then I saw Robert Romero run up to her, and that's when I decided to go downstairs and see what was going on. Olivia Underwood had just gotten there when I arrived, and she was just standing next to the body. Olivia looked like she was going to throw up. I didn't know Jamie well because I spend most of my time with friends on the cheerleading squad or with my boyfriend Johnny, and she's more into grunge music and acting, I think. It really makes me sad to think about this. I hope it doesn't affect Johnny. And the game tonight, coming through in a high-stakes game, is an important step for his career, and I don't want to see anything or anyone get in the way of it. I'm going to write her and Johnny down, because Johnny is her ex. And, okay, so Johnny is Jamie's ex. And this girl said she laughed at something in the newspaper, and from the newspaper, I was looking at it earlier and I didn't see anything funny. So I'm thinking she's just being harsh. No, I can't find. There it is.
Okay, what'd you go over without me?
Sorry.
It's okay.
So I just read Sophie's witness statement. Come to find out, Johnny, Jamie's ex, is her boyfriend now. And she makes a statement that she hopes this doesn't affect Johnny in the game tonight because it's an important step for his career and she doesn't want to see anything or anyone get in the way of it. So maybe he still had a thing for Jamie.
Maybe he still had feelings or something.
Yeah, and she didn't like that. So I wrote down that, like, they're dating and he's Jamie's ex. And maybe feelings.
You're still there?
And maybe jealous. Okay.
I'm getting a headache, that's why.
Me too. We've had these awful headaches lately.
Yeah.
I have severe migraines, but it's been worse lately, and now he's starting to get headaches. Okay. State your name for our records, please. Me, I'm Sophie Sunday. Sophie, do you know why you're here? Because I saw the body? Sort of. We're questioning everyone who wasn't at the pep rally to find out if they have any more information. There was a picture taken of everyone in the gym at the same time when Jamie fell. You weren't in it. Was Johnny in the picture? Johnny Roca? What makes you ask that? Well, when I wrote my statement, I didn't say he was with me, but he was. In the girls' bathroom? Yeah. Is Johnny going to get in trouble for this? What were you two doing in there? Well, I asked Johnny to wait outside the bathroom for me while I tried to clean up a stain I got on my sweater. Can you believe that happened on the day of the big game? Anyway, boys will be boys and Johnny wouldn't stay put. He snuck into the bathroom and we started kissing. Please don't spread that around. I don't want him to get in trouble for being in there. He's got the championship to focus on. He'd only been in there a moment, and that's when we heard her fall. There was a scream and a loud thump. It was awful. What happened then? We ran over to the window and looked down. She was just lying there. I had some mascara in my eyes, so I couldn't really tell what I was seeing at first. That's when I saw Robert Romero run over to her, and so I decided to go down there to see what was going on or if I could help or something. Could you tell it was Jamie from the window? Not right away, but yes. Why didn't Johnny go with you? Long pause. Sophie? I told him not to. I was afraid he'd get in trouble for being in the girls' bathroom when he was supposed to be at the pep rally. You seem to be very protective of Johnny. Well, of course, he's my boyfriend, and I'd do anything for him. I don't want anything to stand in the way of his career. Anything, huh? Would you lie for him? Johnny has nothing to hide. You didn't answer my question. Would you lie to protect Johnny? There's no reason to, so no. Are you aware of Johnny being involved in any sports betting? Betting? He wouldn't do that. Johnny says he hates gambling, and anyone who says otherwise about him is a liar. You're sure? Positive. Did it bother you that Johnny and Jamie were close? No, because they weren't close at all. She's not his type. They dated a few years ago, though, right? Are you aware of that? Of course I'm aware of it. I know everything there is to know about Johnny, but that was ages ago, and it meant nothing to him. There's a rumor that Jamie was in a secret relationship. Maybe it was with Johnny? That's absurd. Ooh. That could be the forbidden relationship. Not really. I mean, maybe she actually is his type, but you're the coach's daughter, and it'd be better for his football career to date you, even if his heart belonged to someone else. No way. Listen, I know what Johnny's up to 24/7, and he certainly hasn't been having any secret relationship with Jamie. He's my boyfriend, no one else's, and I'll do everything in my power to make sure it stays that way. Including getting rid of the competition? There is no competition. Okay, let's get back to what happened when you went out to see the body. Did you immediately know who it was? Yeah, I already knew it was Jamie from the bathroom window before I even got down there. She was in pretty bad shape, and I still had some mascara in my eyes, but I knew it was her. How far would you say you were from the victim? I don't know, maybe 3 to 4 feet. Who else was there at the body? Olivia Underwood. It was just me and her until Miss Dowling and all the teachers got there. Is there anything else you want to add? No, nothing. Just please don't tell anyone Johnny was in the girls' bathroom with me. Can you promise me? I'll be in touch if I have any more questions. Let's see if Johnny's statement matches up
Right, I was
with
thinking
his girlfriend's.
And I was gonna see if Johnny was in the picture, but I couldn't find it.
Oh, it's over here, but I don't think he is because I think that's why everybody's getting questioned.
Oh, yeah, true.
But I'll let you look and see. This is him. Okay. I walked my girlfriend Sophie Sunday to the girls' second floor bathroom at the beginning of third period and waited for her just outside the door. I thought she'd only be a minute or two, but it took forever because she was trying to get a soda stain off her sweater, so I went in to keep her company. Anyway, there was suddenly a scream and a loud thud. We ran over to the window and saw Jamie laying there on the ground. I ran back to the pep rally to alert others of what I'd seen, and Sophie went down to check on her. What?
Wait, where did he say he was?
In the bathroom, second floor bathroom.
Oh, okay.
The beginning of third period, and she said they had just finished up second period, so.
Okay.
Okay, here's the interview. Detective and then Johnny. Please state your name for the record. Johnny Cornelius Roca. How well did you know Jamie Banks? We had a few classes together, and we actually dated a few summers ago, but it didn't last. Did you get back together, like in secret? You mean like, did I cheat on Sophie? She'd kill me if she ever found out I was cheating on her. And her dad's my coach, so that's not a no, though.
Nope.
This is Miss Sunday? Yeah, Sophie Sunday, and I didn't mean that to sound like I would cheat on her. I wouldn't. I haven't. Sophie would do anything for me, and there's nothing going on between me and Jamie. Johnny, they took a picture of everybody at the pep rally at the same time Jamie fell. You weren't in it. Why not? I was on my way. I just got held up. Where? In the bathroom on the second floor. I was with Sophie. Is that a girl's bathroom? It was just Sophie and me. Everyone else was at the pep rally. Yes, it's the girls' bathroom. What were you doing? You know, fooling around. We were kissing. No big deal. Let's back up a little bit. How did you two wind up in there when everybody else was in the gym? We were headed to the gym, but she was crying her face off about some stain on her sweater that you couldn't even see, and she asked me to wait for her outside the girls' bathroom so she could go try to wash it off or something. But she was in there forever, and eventually the halls emptied out, so I went in to check on her. What floor was the bathroom located on? Second floor, right next to the south parking lot where Jamie fell. Did you hear Miss Banks fall to her death? Yeah, it was hard to miss. She let out this loud scream. What did you do when you heard it? We both ran over to the window and saw her there. Sophie went to go check on her, but I have the game tonight. I was supposed to be at the pep rally, so I just ran around and snuck into the gym to join everybody there. I told a few people what I'd seen, and it spread pretty quick. How chivalrous of you. What? Never mind. I understand Jamie was about to publish an expose in the newspaper. What do you think it was about? How the heck should I know? Griffin was probably stealing spoons again. She had a notebook full of your stats and the spreads for every game of the season. A lot of girls take my stats, and there's a lot more women into betting than you think. It doesn't prove Joey and I were up to anything, and it sure as heck doesn't make me a criminal. Who's Joey? Joey Ferrari? Yeah, he takes all the bets in school. You couldn't throw a game without Joey knowing. Even teachers place bets with him. Girls, too. Maybe you should talk to him. He'll confirm nothing's going on. Maybe I will. Mr. Ferrari was at the pep rally, though. He's not a suspect. A suspect for what? Skipping a pep rally? Going in the girls' bathroom? No, a suspect for murder. Murder? What murder? Jamie jumped out a window. That isn't murder. No, but it sure would be murder if someone pushed her and made it look like suicide. Someone who was just about to be exposed for betting on their own football games. Heck, if that got out, it'd ruin your football career for good. Look, I have no idea what you're talking about, and I really have to get back to the team. The bus to Jefferson County Stadium leaves in less than an hour. And as I said, Sophie can confirm that I was nowhere near Jamie when it happened. Oh, yes, Sophie, your loyal girlfriend who'd do anything for you, even lie to cover up for you, or worse. That'll be all for now. Good luck tonight. We'll be watching you, Mr. Roca.
Is that all the persons of interest?
That is all persons of interest.
So now we need to go through everyone else, right?
Yep. Okay. So we got through all of them. No.
Have we read Craig Zimmerman?
No, I'll read it. I was sitting next to Liz Adams at the pep rally when Robert Romero came running through the doors, and Miss Dowling and a few teachers ran out there after him. We had no idea what was going on at first. Within a few minutes, there was a buzz among the crowd that someone had jumped. I started frantically looking around the room for Jamie, because I was already worried about how she was reacting to the horrible review I wrote. Then I heard someone say her name. At first, I didn't want to accept it. I hoped that somehow I'd heard wrong. But when Principal Dowling approached me and said the police might need to talk to me about the review, I knew it was real. I was ushered into Principal Dowling's office with a few other students. We all sat there for an hour in silence, stunned. Jamie is one of my closest friends. We had our ups and downs, and it was upsetting to me that we couldn't be more than friends, but I'm horrified to think she killed herself over what I wrote. I feel so guilty and ashamed. I even met with Dr. Gelding, second period, before the pep rally. He pulled me out of Miss Marston's class to talk about the review, and together we came up with a plan to try to fix the mistake. Gelding was always looking out for Jamie. But it was too late. All I wanted was for her to give us a chance. We got along so well. She said her heart belonged to another man, but she couldn't reveal who it was yet, or others could get hurt. It's not like Jamie at all to have an affair, so I assumed she made it all up to blow me off. That's why I was so upset. It's why I wrote that horrible review. I thought she was the one, and now I'm quite certain my words have killed her. Okay, so he was meeting with Mr. Gelding.
Oh, yeah.
During what period? Second period. What did Mr. Gelding say? I don't know. Yeah, it matches.
Okay. I guess I'll read. Joey Ferrari. We haven't heard from him, right? Joey Ferrari.
Oh, let me read this again. Okay. Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. This is Joey Ferrari. As far as I know, I was the last one in the school newspaper room before Jamie Banks jumped out of the window today. It was first period, and I had study hall in the cafeteria. Is that accurate? Mr. Griffin is my teacher there, and he lets me go up to the newspaper room if I have a pass from Dr. Gelding to finish up an article or work on clip art or whatever. I signed out of study hall as soon as it started and was in the newspaper room within probably 45 minutes after the start of first period. But didn't the dude leave his, What? Leave his,
hall passes.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did it say?
He said, Mr. Griffin lets me go up to the newspaper room if I have a pass from Dr. Gelding. And then he said, I signed out of study hall as soon as it started, which is first period, and was in the newspaper room.
Yeah, and he said that...
This was on the day of her death, and he said he left them in there the day before, right?
Yeah, he said certain. I left my pad of hall passes in there last night and didn't pick them up this morning.
So, yeah. So, how did he get a hall pass then?
Okay. So, there might be a connection there.
Let's keep reading.
Okay.
When I got there, the door was locked and the lights were out. Since I'm a senior on the newspaper staff, I have a key to the room. So, I let myself in, and the door shut automatically and automatically locked behind me. I always work on the computer that's on the right side of the room, second from the back. That's the one I got onto. It took a few minutes to boot up, but pretty soon I was logged in and working on my outline for the story about the game tonight. You never know how a game will unfold, but when it comes to Spartan football, I usually have a pretty good idea about the outcome before the game even starts. So I write my articles beforehand, and then after the game, I plug in a few game stats, and I'm good to go. That room gets pretty hot at that time of day. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's the sun, or maybe it's the heat's broken, or maybe the heat's broken or something. But I opened the window to let some cool air in. He opened the window.
Mm-hmm.
I lost track of time, and suddenly it was 8:50, and I only had 5 minutes to sign back into study hall. So I saved my outline on a floppy, but it didn't shut down the computer. I was in a rush, but I'm positive I turned off the light and shut the door behind me. I think I left the window open. Turned off the light and shut the door, but left the window open. When I was a sophomore, someone propped open the door once, and some jerks vandalized a bunch of equipment, so Dr. Gelding is really strict about us locking the door behind us ever since. I barely got back to study hall on time and was in Italian class until the pep rally, so I'm not sure when Jamie went in the newspaper room. Jamie and I both wrote for the school newspaper, and I've known her since 8th grade, but we weren't super close outside of that. I know she also asked Gelding to be editor this year, but for some reason he chose Craig instead of either of us. Finally, I'd like to go on the record with my prediction for the game tonight. While these two teams are known for their high-powered offenses, and East Veronia is favored to win by a few points, I predict it's going to be a long night for the Spartans, and the coach will walk away with the championship. Look at the computer screen photo. What was the time of death? Or like, what was the time she jumped out of the thing or whatever?
Like 10:10.
Is there a time on the computer?
No.
Because
it's old.
Dang.
It was in like the 90s.
Dang. Is that all the statements?
I think there's one more, maybe, or maybe that is all.
Okay, we heard Robert Romero.
Yeah.
We heard Craig. We heard Joey.
Okay, that's all then. This is Dowling.
Okay, what's this? Oh.
Where's the Zoom?
Oh, this is the review?
Yeah.
Did you read it?
A little bit.
Should I read it? Okay. Banks bombs in Romeo and Juliet. Damn, bro, he was hurt. By Craig Zimmerman. East Verona High School's drama productions have always been something to look forward to, even when they struggle to find the talent necessary to fully bring the production to life. The plays typically make up for it in heart what the amateur actors lack in pure talent. This year's production of Romeo and Juliet, Shakespeare's classic tale of adolescent love gone tragically wrong, is a sad exception. Dang. This production has the talent but lacks heart. More specifically, it lacks the Juliet with the heart needed to gain the audience's empathy. Actress Jamie Banks has already demonstrated her ability to tackle complex theatrical roles. We've all seen her in last year's production of Little Shop of Horrors as well as other plays. But Juliet is a role that requires more than a memorizer of lines. It requires an empathetic figure to guide us into the play's moral center, and Jamie Banks isn't up to the task. Without that, nothing in Romeo and Juliet can work, and it didn't. Robert Romero delivers a superb performance as Romeo, giving us all the wide-eyed infatuation of a teenager and the grips of young love. And the production designers deserve kudos for admirably turning the auditorium into 14th century Italy. But without a warm Juliet, Romero might as well have been acting with a mannequin. In a role that demands warmth, Banks provided a Juliet straight from Antarctica. It seems pretty clear after seeing her dazzle us with performances in the past that we finally found her weakness, playing a real person with a real heart. But then again, maybe having a real heart is something Banks simply can't fake. Man.
Something has got to tell us. Like, something's got to not add up.
It doesn't add up about the hall pass.
Well, I read a little further, and he said that he had him in there at the meeting from yesterday writing kids' hall passes. They got out of study hall.
Okay. So, what else is there? What's on the computer screen?
Here. Wait a second. Okay, so if they had typing class together right before she jumped, and she jumped during third period. So the typing class would...
Typing class would be second period.
But typing class would be where computers are, right?
Yeah, but I mean, different class.
Dang it. I don't know how to put somebody in the room with her.
Okay, I guess let's get a hint. Let me see these real quick. Were you reading that?
No.
Where is...
Okay, sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry, guys. You're apparently not doing too good at this.
This is weird.
What?
Because it says, for Olivia, individuals who can confirm your whereabouts is Sophie Sunday and Janice Dowling. But she was on the first floor and Sophie was on the second floor.
Yeah, but she said that she got out there after her. Like, Olivia said she got there first, and then shortly after, Sophie got there.
Where was... Janice?
Do you want a hint?
Yeah, I said let's get a hint.
Okay, we have to click
Okay.
wrong answers.
Do you want to look... Oh, is this all of the...
All the stuff we have. I'm just gonna click this.
Okay.
It says... Yeah. So one of the documents says...
Okay, get a hint.
Here for a hint. Okay, don't get distracted by all the suspects and their motives. Your objective is only to prove Jamie wasn't alone. So it doesn't have to be a suspect.
I thought not.
Okay, so I think that...
So people who are not a suspect but seem likely.
So Craig, Joey, Janice, Robert are not suspects. I was thinking that
Craig
or Joey.
So he said he had incredible chemistry with Olivia. But just to prove he wasn't alone. Or she wasn't alone. So school photo. Need that little magnifying glass. I cannot tell who is who in this. You want to get another hint?
Hold on.
Who was the last one in there before?
I think it was Joey. Joey's.
Yeah. Bro, this is tough.
It is. Bro, I feel like we're gonna cheat and get all these hints. Getting another one.
Okay, Marilyn Roberts.
Yeah.
Is there anything from her?
No.
Is there anything from Robert?
Robert, you're holding it.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Do you want another hint? Because, we're 3 minutes away from our hour and a half cutoff.
Yeah, another hint.
It may help to look at the picture of Jamie's body on the pavement and how it matches up with other pieces of evidence in the case file. Okay.
Her shoe was off.
Let's see.
Joey's seeming kind of fishy to me. Or not Joey, Robert. Is there anything from Johnny? Oh, hold on now. Not Johnny.
It says that she was fully clothed, but I feel like they would have marked partially if she has a shoe off, right?
Is a shoe? I don't know.
Well, other pieces of evidence in the case file. Blue and white flannel button down, covered in dried blood and other bodily fluids, mostly in back, chest, and shoulder. White undershirt, blue jeans.
What do you mean?
The
magnifying glass. I don't see nothing on her shirt though.
She had orange, yellow, and red paint. Didn't the guy say he was working on the set?
Who was working on the set?
The teacher.
Which one? Oh yeah. Yeah, he was working on the thing.
Yeah.
You want to take the last hint?
You have a magnifying glass might help you to see a clue that shows up in the security camera.
Oh, I thought so.
I was looking at that earlier.
Look at dude. Robert, bro. Look at Robert, bro. He seemed fishy to me.
Yeah, I told you the shoe.
What? The shoe was on? On the security camera?
The shoe was on and then suddenly it wasn't. So somebody threw her shoe down, maybe.
But was it on in the picture?
Shoe is on. Shoe is not on.
So nobody could have threw it down if it was on.
I mean, no, shoe's not on. I mean, shoe is not on the ground. Like, okay, shoe's not on the ground. Shoe is on the ground. Shoe is not on her feet, though. So nobody took it off. Somebody threw it down.
Or maybe someone tried to catch her, maybe? Or,
I'm saying, though, this proves it. So I think this is the one.
Okay. Yeah, so crime scene photo. But that's the one you chose.
No, that's not the crime scene photo. It's the
security camera.
Security.
So take that one off. Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
With two frames, it's the 37-second and the 38-second.
Yeah.
I was looking at it earlier. I don't know how I didn't catch that.
Good job.
Yep. You discover that Jamie's right shoe suddenly appeared in the frame. There's no likely explanation for a shoe to land 7 seconds after she landed, unless someone was up there to throw it down after. One of the suspects must be lying.
Good job.
Who? Okay, so now we get to open our bonus envelope.
Yeah, we'll open this and then end the video.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I didn't think we'd have to use hints that early.
Right.
Okay, so...
Yeah, so since you got it, I'll let you...
Okay. This says, objective number 2 will be find the suspect who is lying. One of the 5 suspects lied about where they were on the day Jamie Banks died. When you can prove which suspect lied to investigators, visit this page to prove it. The National Foundation for Suicide Prevention. To the investigators responsible for reopening my daughter's case. First off, I am so grateful for your efforts in reopening Jamie's case. It means the world to me, especially now. You see, my husband just passed away last month, and he went to his grave thinking his only child may very well have committed suicide. Deep down, we had trouble wrapping our heads around both the police findings and what Dr. Gelding revealed about her mental state. We didn't even know she'd sought counseling. This just wasn't our Jamie. My husband loved her more than life itself, and the idea of Jamie taking her own life forever killed his spirit. But I take comfort in thinking that he now knows the truth, and I can't tell you the tears of joy as well as sorrow it brings me to know they're together again. And through God's grace, I hope to one day be reunited with them both. So many people were torn up by her death. At the gravesite, just after her burial, I remember Paul Preakness falling to his knees and crying like a baby. It broke my heart. I didn't know what else to do but go over and hug him. He seemed like he wanted to tell me something that day, but he couldn't, and I never saw him again.
Paul?
I knew he meant a lot to Jamie, but I had no idea how attached he'd also been to her. I still see some of her old classmates from time to time, and it tears open wounds that have never healed. After he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in Canton last week, Johnny Roca came back to town with Sophie and their children. I ran into them all at the park while walking the dog. Johnny Jr. had to help me to a bench because out of nowhere I broke down thinking about what Jamie's children might have been like. The hurt never goes away. Jamie's dad and I saw Olivia Underwood in an interview just a few weeks before he passed. She's a big Hollywood star now and was gushing about her first big break in a high school production of Romeo and Juliet. So many years have passed, but it still ripped us apart. We sobbed in each other's arms till we fell asleep that night. I beg you, please do not give up on your efforts until justice is served. I included her obituary notice to remind you of the amazing young woman behind this unsolved case file. Our beautiful daughter is gone from this world forever, but her killer is still out there. Please don't give up until you've solved the case. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, Linda Banks. Obituary. Jamie Banks. Jamie Banks died unexpectedly at East Verona High School Friday morning, November 20th, 1992, at the age of 18. She was the only child of Andy and Linda Banks of Verona, Massachusetts. Jamie was a senior at East Verona High, as well as a sweet, beautiful, kind young woman who will be missed by many. She was an investigative reporter for her high school newspaper, The Voice, and also a very talented actress, winning the role of Juliet in East Verona High School's production of Romeo and Juliet, which opened the night just before she died. Her funeral services will be held on Thursday morning at St. Joseph's Church, 17 Squire Street, Verona, Massachusetts at 10 a.m., followed by the rite of committal at Capulet Cemetery in East Verona. This is so weird. Verona and Capulet. Yeah. In lieu of flowers, please consider donating to the Foundation for Suicide Prevention. This might be something, because remember last time it was on the back of a news article?
Mm-hmm. There's another news article too.
Alright guys, that's all for now.
Thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, you're a real one.
Yeah, because that was almost 2 hours. But thanks for watching, guys. Promise we will try to be better next time and not take so long. But this one's tough.
Yeah.
Like, real tough. I should have known, though, with the magnifying glass, we were going to need it for something. But I was looking at those. I didn't even see it.
But I did notice her shoe was off, and I thought that was weird.
Yeah.
But you pieced together the frames.
All right. We're out of here.